Listen to this first world problem. I stayed up later than I wanted to last night, and here's why. Now, my wife and I are at odds over something because last night she started. This was about. Now, normally I go to bed 8 o'clock, at the latest. Well, about 7:40, she starts a Dateline that she's going to watch, and I'm sitting there on the couch. It's an hour long. All right.
Who killed who this time?
Well, you'd think the boyfriend, okay? I mean, it's
always the number one suspect.
As soon as they introduce the boyfriend or the husband, I always say, there's your guilty marriage. That's it.
Oh, he's going to dance around that he'll have an alibi.
He will.
But we know.
Who did it.
Who killed her.
Exactly. Always. And they're sneaky on Dateline, too. They'll interview the guy the whole time, and he'll be like in regular clothes, and then by the end, they'll back out, and he's in prison. So you never know.
Clever.
You never know who did it. So she starts at about 7:45, and I thought, well, I'll watch 10 minutes of this, and then I'll go to bed. Well, I get sucked into it. And that's my fault.
Now, is this in your drawing room, or is this up in the bedroom?
This was in the living room. Yes, the drawing room. The games had ended, all that, and she starts all the sports were done for the day, and I had occupied the TV for the day watching sports.
Okay.
And she says, it's Mama's turn now. She had poured her Chardonnay. She was ready. And she turned on a Dateline. And as it started, she had seen it, and she goes, oh, this is a great one. And I was like, okay, here we go. In fact, the background is intriguing. It took place in Vancouver, Canada. And a woman who was like 24, 25 years old is a real estate agent and doing well at her job. And she goes out to a very nice property to show a couple a house. It was almost $1 million house. And this happened in 2006 or 8. It's been a long time. And so she goes out to the house to show this couple the house. And neighbors see a woman going into the house, part of the couple, and she's dressed in a very distinct pink dress. Well, so realtor, man and wife, or man and woman, go into the house. Realtor never comes out. She's stabbed to death inside the house. And no one can figure it out because she has no enemies. Everybody, it's like, okay, no one would want to hurt her. So, of course, I think the boyfriend, obviously, has hired these two to go.
Under the guise of looking at the home?
Yeah, they're like the two that are looking at the home are hired killers. That was the theory.
That's your theory?
That was my theory and the cops' theory.
Okay.
So again, I'm like, I don't want to get into this. And my wife said, wait till you see.
There's a twist?
There's a twist. She goes, wait till you see the twist. Then my daughter gets into it. My daughter's only 16. She's like, and she was doing her homework there, and she looks up. She's like, now we're all into it. Well, the suspects are an ex-boyfriend that they broke up like 2 years ago and a current boyfriend. I was also drawn in because this woman and her friends, she had 3 good female friends, and the female friends, well, all of them are very attractive, and they call themselves the Sex and the City crew. And
is that trademark infringement on you? I've heard you refer to yourself in that way.
And, the
SATCC.
The SATCC, the Sex and the City crew. And, the young woman who was murdered, she was Carrie. And
she was the group.
She was the group
Carrie.
leader. She was the Carrie. And sometimes I think of myself as the Carrie. Now, for a long time, I thought I was a Charlotte, but
you fought it.
I'm a Carrie. Okay, I just am. All right. Many have said. One girl who was interviewed, her friend, the reporter said, "Which Sex and the City cast member are you?" And she goes, "I'd rather not say."
You know what that means, right?
She's Samantha.
Yeah. Sleeps around.
She goes, "I'm not." She goes, "Do I have to say I'd rather not?"
This isn't important. My friend is dead.
Well,
are those Louboutin shoes you're wearing? My footwear is not germane. My friend is dead.
Been dead 18 years.
Did you get your hair done for this? Well, it's NBC, of course. I'm not going to show up in rags.
So, but all agreed that the dead woman is Carrie.
Okay.
All right. So it goes on and on. Well, the ex-boyfriend who I first pinned it on, police said he's got an ironclad alibi and he is no longer a suspect.
Oh.
Like halfway through, I'm like, okay. So it's current boyfriend. The current boyfriend.
Okay, easy.
Yeah, they never found another trace of the couple in the house. And she was stabbed, and it was really weird. All the cops were like, well, it looks like a professional job because, you know, it's a hit from two people who don't even know her. Nothing was stolen, nothing. And they brought a knife with them. It wasn't like from the house.
Was the weapon at the scene or did the weapon leave?
The weapon, I don't recall if I think the weapon left, but every knife in the house was accounted for. You know, they all the homeowners said, yeah, these are, you know, there's nothing it wasn't just like in a fit of rage. But it wasn't like a pro hit either because they just put, you know, what do you always say? One in the brain. You know, you always say that.
Yeah, that's how you know a pro did.
That's a pro.
One in the brain.
And there's no sound, and that's it. Okay. And the woman has no enemies. So then they say the current boyfriend is not a suspect. And again, at 8:15, I was like, I've got to go to bed. Just tell me what happened. And my wife said, no, the twist is unbelievable. The twist is so good. I said, okay, I'll stay. So now it's like 8:30, 8:40. And the cops are like, well, she had a friend from high school who was recently arrested on a drug charge. Like he runs cocaine. And they had lunch within the last few months. Maybe she's a police informant. Nobody knew it and saw the wrong thing. No, they got rid of all that. Okay. They talked to the dad. They talked to everybody. And now there's like a minute to go in the episode. And now it's 8:40. And I look over at my wife and I was like, well, they better solve this thing. And she goes, oh, man, I was mistaken. This one's unsolved.
Oh, my gosh.
You got Chardonnay.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait. There's no twist in this one.
Everything I've told you is the whole thing. And both boyfriends.
It's unsolved at this point.
That's how it ended. And they're like, the mystery remains. And they never saw the woman again with the strange pink dress on. And I just turned to my wife and said, I just stayed up an hour here because you said, wait till you see the twist. She goes, I had it confused with another one.
So many dead realtors. I'm sorry.
Right.
I know that's a first world problem. But by golly, I was up 45 minutes late last night trying to watch a Dateline that really had no conclusion. And NBC, I don't think you can go to air unless we have a conclusion. That is just wrong. This case is now an unsolved case for 17 or 18 years. Interesting, but there's no climax. You know, there's no payoff.
Yeah, no payoff.
There's no payoff at the end.
I wonder if it was if they've talked to other realtors.
They did. They did. They talked to other
rival realtors.
They did. But this woman was working for like I believe it was her mom's real estate company. She's only 24. It wasn't like she was, she was just starting really. It was starting to take off for her, but not in a huge way. And it was really interesting, but no payoff at all.
And no one ever had any other robberies of houses that were for sale in that area.
No, and that wasn't a robbery. Nothing was taken. It was just she showed up, met with the two people who were pretending to buy the house, and was killed.
You know what you got here? Thrill kill.
That could be. It could be a thrill kill. It's possible that
it's dark.
It is,
but they're real.
They just wanted to kill someone to see what it feels like. That's what that Idaho murder is. That they say. I mean,
Really?
Well, my wife said that.
No motive.
The guy on trial had no motive and no connection to...
Just wanted to know what it was like to take a life?
It seems because he was in some classes and even like was a teaching assistant on classes like that, like, psychology and that kind of thing. And I believe he just wanted to know what it was like and then went into the house. I mean, that is really scary.
Especially to stab somebody to death.
My God.
Yeah, that's intense. It's different from shooting.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like
agree.
a pop, it's done. You got to really make sure they're dead.
Yeah,
Close.
there's a remoteness a little, to a handgun.
If you're stabbing somebody, you are up there close and personal with them. And this Idaho thing, he stabbed, 4 people? I think he was only going to do 2, and that's my theory on that, and my wife's. And there were 2 more there that he had to take care of, or he wouldn't have gotten out of the house.
Any movement on CrimeCon 2025 for the wife? Will she be traveling this year?
She wants in Denver in the summer, but, with my son going off to Tennessee, that's a little money, so we are still hashing that out. It doesn't look like she'll be attending this year.